Hi guys, Robert1 here, coming at you with a new Yu-Gi-Oh video. And in today's Yu-Gi-Oh video, we are going to be doing my updated Elemental Hero deck profile with the boy, the living legend, Elemental Hero Stratos, who is back. So I thought, seeing as I have been testing heroes quite a bit, figuring out the best build, figuring out how I can make this deck the best deck it could possibly be, I thought I would finally show you what I have come up with. Now, I've got some few choice texts in here that might not be on your biggest liking, that might be somewhat appealing to you, you might not like, but this is personally something that I feel is the best way to play heroes because of the amount of testing I've done, the amount of theory I've done, and just the amount of actual playing I've done, because I've been really enjoying just messing around with heroes, seeing what I could do with them, and honestly I feel like this is going to be the best build for you to play if you want to go to a regional, if you want to go to your locals, maybe even a YCS or something like that. And honestly guys, I feel this is the best version I could have made. Now, obviously we don't have Summon Sorceress in Europe, so you're not going to be able to get any of those cheeky Summon Sorceress plays until I believe it's the end of November or the start of December, somewhere around there when we get the Soul Fusion Special Edition, but until then, we've still got all the really cool plays that we can do with heroes still. So, this is the build that I made, and also guys, sorry for any poor lighting and sounds you may hear. I'm currently not filming in my new normals place because my roommate brother decided to be like, I'm not going to school today, or something happened on his way to school, and I have nowhere else to film, so yeah, so this is my deck profile. Let's get into it because I want to show you guys what I've come up with and just give you my thoughts and opinions on certain decks that I'm playing. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. So, for starters, we obviously have the one Stratos, the main man, being able to search every hero in the game, be it Destiny, Vision, or Elemental. This guy can search it. He's basically the card that says, it's the card you want to summon if the one hero lives, seeing as we lost 2 hero lives. And when you do, it's basically a free search for be it a Vion, be it a Shadow Mist, be it a Solid Man, be it any, or even a Malicious if you want. And he's the card that lets you just go into all of those cool little plays that you can do. Plus his second effect that destroys spell and trap cards also can come in handy as well, just being able to pop away maybe a Floodgate or some random back row that you feel like could be a Mirror Force or something. So Stratos does come in handy with those things. Plus, he's not once per turn, so you can use his effects as many times as you can summon him, which is really cool. Next, 2 Solid Man. I wanted to play 2 Solid Man in this build because I felt this build is not mainly it's not mainly elemental hero focused. It's not mainly you're always going to be summoning your hero monsters. So I felt like 2 was more than enough because you're still going to be summoning your heroes, but you're not going to be summoning them as much. So I felt like 2 of this was a good number just because it's a way to get an additional summon to be able to special summon your Stratos, your Shadow Mist, your Vions, and just being able to even get in this effect summon from the graveyard is still a really powerful effect. Plus, he also has that he's also really good in the fact that he's a level 4 and can really help with the XC's plays at times. But normally you're going to use him for an Aturia Beast or a Link summon. Next, 2 Shadow Mist. I cut this down from 2 to 3 from my last build because I've started more and more realizing that I don't want to draw it, but if I played it at less than 2, I could risk losing it and not having it for a late game play. So I decided to start playing the card Shadow Mist at 2 because it feels like it's the best number that I could possibly have it at. I'm not going to see it as much, I'm going to not need to draw it as much, and also there's still those times where you do want to see it sometimes, but not all the time. So there is those reasons as well to why you want to play this card. And honestly, him being able to search Mass Change and being able to be summoned of something like a Soul Day or anything like that really is important for you guys for this deck. So you want to play him at least 2. If you draw him, it's okay because you can still summon him with like a Solid Man, but if you don't, then it's good because you can summon him off something like a Soul or later on. So still really, really good. Next, we play the free Vion. He's one of your starter cards. He sends Malicious to the grave. He sends Shadow Mist to the grave to get a search. He searches Polymerization so you can get a fusion play. He's essentially there just so you can get. He's a starter card. He's the card that you're mainly going to be wanting to summon off the Solid Man because of this will equal an Isolde and then allow you to also send a Malicious or get the Polymerization to get Malicious in the graveyard. So it will give you those plays that will help you get further in the game, which is really, really nice. Next, we play the free Malicious, obviously, for your Link plays. He's really important to just go further and further and further into a Link ladder. He's honestly really key to the deck as well because he also allows you to hand loop your opponent for 4 cards on your opponent's turn. Without him, you would not be able to do that in the deck. So you need to play this guy up free because he enables so many players in your deck. So he's very important for the deck. I wouldn't play him at a number less than 3 because he's just so important for your Link climbing. Next, I play 2 Armageddon Knight and 1 Dark Grapher. Now, the reason we're playing 2 Armageddon Knight and 1 Dark Grapher is because I felt like Vion, sure, it's a starter card, but you don't have enough starters to actually keep going. So I felt like if I played more starters in the deck, so I'm playing 6 starter monsters, to send Malicious to the graveyard to climb the Link ladder. I felt like if I was playing these 6 starters, can you see the Malicious still? No, you can't see the Malicious still. Sorry. So you could still see these 6 starters. It would still be really. I felt like having 6 starters in the deck would be better than having say 2, or I mean say the 3. So having the 6 starters felt a lot better. And the reason I'm running this ratio of 2 Armageddon Knight and 1 Dark Grapher is because I felt like Armageddon Knight was always guaranteed to get the Malicious in the grave, which is really key to this deck, and you really need to get the Malicious in the grave at times, just so you can go into your Isolde and just carry on your plays. So I felt like he was the best one to have at multiple. And I'm also playing 1 Malicious because he's able, if you open the Malicious in hand, then you can just summon the Dark Grapher by discarding the Malicious, or just normal the Malicious and discard a Dark Monster to send a Malicious from deck to grave. And I felt like playing the Dark Grapher at 1 was going to be a lot more better, because even if I do draw this, I can still search this out for other means and just give me way, or summon it off in a Isolde just so I can get these guys in the graveyard. So I felt like this was the best one to play at 1, just because of it's a good starter, but it needs other resources to essentially get to the other plays. And obviously Armageddon Knight, all it needs is to be summoned to be able to send Malicious to the grave. So I felt like that's why I play 3 Vision, 2 Armageddon, and 1 Dark Grapher. Because it's a better starter card. These are the Visions, the Vions, and the Armageddons are the best starter cards as long as I don't open the Malicious. But if I do open the Malicious, then I've still got the Grapher to just discard the Malicious in hand to grave to just be able to continue in my combo and even get just 2 free summons out of that, just because I use the Grapher. So that's why we're playing the Dark Grapher. Next, we play 1 Marauding Captain. Now, I wanted to have a card in the deck that didn't basically lock me into only summoning heroes like Solid Man. So I chose to cut 1 Solid Man out and put in a Marauding Captain. Now, I was playing Goblinberg. And testing Goblinberg. But I chose against playing Goblinberg purely because this card says when. And because this card says when, it misses timing on Goblinberg because it changes to defense mode, and it doesn't get to, and this won't get to send the Malicious to graveyard. So I felt like playing the Marauding Captain was a lot better, because purely for the fact that if I draw this and a Rota, then I can summon this and I can summon this, send the Malicious to the graveyard, make the Isolde, and still go into a lot better plays. But if I was playing a Goblinberg, I wouldn't be able to do that because the Goblinberg would basically lock me out of the Armageddon Knight, because I can't go further with the Armageddon Knight because it will miss timing and won't be able to send to the graveyard. So I felt like this was just a better card. Also, the fact that it has 1 level less means if I somehow open 2 equip spells, then I can just send 3 to summon this, so I can still have a target outside of my Tuna monster. So, yeah, that's the reason I'm playing Marauding Captain. I feel like this is the best one to play. You could play, in theory, play a Junk Forward because it's a free special summon, but I feel like this also having the utility to special summon the Shadow Mist is a lot better, just because if you open this plus Shadow Mist, then that's an instant Mask Change plus a Sold. So it does come up, and it is worth the reason for playing it. So yeah, one Marauding Captain. Then one attack gainer, best warrior tuner Earth to play to make your Naturia Beast. No real reasons behind it other than that. And finally, for monsters, we play 2 Ash Blossoms because it's a good hand trap. It's the best hand trap in the game currently. And if you're and I wouldn't really want to play more than 2 hand traps in the deck. Well, monster-wise hand traps at least. So I chose to play 2 Ash Blossoms just because 3 felt like it was too cloggy, and I really couldn't. I don't think I could have made the room in to fit the 3rd. But if you can make the room, make the room. Ash Blossom's definitely a good card. You can play it up 3, but I just personally wanted to play it at 2 because I felt 2 was the best number. So those are the monsters. Obviously, this is an interesting monster ratio for me. I have my goods and my bads about it. Like obviously with the Marauding, the Armageddonites and the Dark Grepher, that's something interesting that I've been contemplating a lot. I honestly found this ratio to be the best ratio just because I didn't want to see this up more than 1. If I saw 2 of them, then it was dead. If I saw more than 2, then it was still kind of. If I saw 1, it was good. So I always felt 1 was enough. The Marauding Captain, obviously Goblinberg you can still play Goblinberg just so you have another level 4 target to summon out, but I felt like because this doesn't make Armageddonite miss timing, he was the better one. But yeah, outside of those, I feel like this is the best monster ratio if you're going to play a hero deck. I've had no problems with it whatsoever, and it's just been really, really good so far in testing and in real duels as well. So yeah, good ratios on all of this. I hope that was in frame the whole time because of I can't see the screen very well where I'm sitting. But yeah. So for spells, we play the 3 equal, very standard, searches any elemental here in the deck, and obviously we're only playing 5, but we still want that consistency in the deck. 3 Mask Change, making any of your masked heroes such as Diane, Darklaw, Anki, all of those put together, very standard, you're not going to be playing any others. Those are the only 3 elves. We play 2 Called by the Grave. I've been indifferent about this, really. I like Called by the Grave just because if they play the Ash Blossom or they play the Droll, I can stop them. But it's at the same time, if I don't see that, it's kind of a really dead card, and it relies so much on your opponent having the hand trap that if they don't have the hand trap, the card is just so dead. But I feel just because of the amount of hand traps that are running around in decks like Trickstars, in decks like Sky Striker, in majority of decks, that you kind of have to play this. And if you run into those ABC players who think that ABC is still good, I guess you can banish their A from the graveyard. But yeah, I feel like this is a really good card to play still, but I'm very indifferent about it on some things. Plus, if they make double Phoenix, you can banish the Phoenix, so you can kill their crap by battle. So that's still a good thing. That's the only 2 of. For extender cards, we play 1 Hero Lives, summon Stratus from the deck, 1 Hornet Drones, it's another warrior to make a sword, 1 Rota to search any hero or warrior in the deck, and 1 Foolish Burial to just send a Shadow Mist or anything to the graveyard to essentially extend my plays away from that, or even send the Mali so I can get an additional monster just so I can go further. These are the main extender cards in the deck. Summon Stratus from the deck, summon Token to be able to go into a Soul, search Warrior, and Foolish Burial just to go further in general as well. For other spell cards, we play the Polymerization to be searched of Vine to send the Shadow Mist, the Malicious to graveyard, so we can essentially go into more plays by getting the Malicious in the grave. 1 Soul Charge for those just to be able to build a bigger board advantage, and 1 Monster Reborn just because reviving our good cards is very, very powerful, so Monster Reborn helps along with that. And for equip spells, we play 1 Phoenix Blade, it's the best one, give me discard fodder. 1 Moon Mirror Shield, if I draw it, I can put it back in the deck. 1, I don't even know how to pronounce this, but upside down. No One Arms, Affiduri. I don't know how to pronounce that, guys. Honestly, I've never read the name of this card. It's just been in my deck to be sent off or sold. But you play this because it pops face-down cards. 1 living fossil because it's a premature burial. And 1 different dimension reincarnation because it basically I'm banishing so much of this that this is just a monster reborn in general as well. So why not play this? Why not? Obviously, I'm playing the 2 revives because of it helps me advance my game state. I'm playing the popper to get rid of those problem cards that I don't want to deal with. Moon Mirror to recycle, and this is just the best equipped spell in the game. Those are the spell cards. Obviously, the only thing I'm a little indifferent about is the Called by the Grave, but everything else I feel is the perfect ratio. I've never liked running the 5 equipped spells, but I feel that you need to run them just so you're able to use the Assault Aid to the most effective point in the game. And if you draw one of them, you still have 4 to send to summon the Shadow Mist, or summon the Dark Grapher, the Armageddon Knight, the Vion, anything along those lines. And for the last 2 cards, we play the 2 Infinite Impermanence, because I feel like playing this card in general is just so worth it to have in the deck, that if you're not playing it, you're not playing the game right. Plus, it's not a hand trap at all the times, and it's a trap card that you could just set and bluff out your opponent with, so really, really good in that retrospect as well. But yeah, that is the main deck. I feel the main deck is very, very good. In testing, I have had so many good plays with this deck. I've had so many combos, so much I could do with it. And I can always make a board of at least a Dark Claw and a Gumblar to hand loop you for 4. Like, honestly, 9 times out of 10, I am going to hand loop your hand for 4 cards, and there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it, so this deck obviously shows that I can still do that, but if you're playing the Naturia, if you want to make a Naturia Dark Claw, you're going to have to open this big boy and not have to search it off the Shadow Mist. So, because we don't have Summon Sorcerer, thanks Konami, making me wait, but yeah, when we get Summon Sorcerer, this deck becomes a lot better in the EU. For extra deck, we play 2 Dark Claw. Obviously you gotta play the 2 Dark Claw. I wouldn't play it less than 2 because it's a card that literally just says banish any card that's sent to your graveyard, and when you add a card, banish a card from your hand. Broken card in general, you have to play it. 1 Anki, attack you for game, or search a Mask Change. Simple as. 1 Diane, summon 1 hero from the deck. Is actually really good. Plus, if you use Solid Man to send a graveyard to then summon something back, really is powerful in that regard as well. So this card is always really good to play. 1 Adoration. I felt like this was the best hero to play over stuff like Dangerous and stuff, because it requires only 2 hero monsters, plus it can gain me advantage by decreasing my opponent's monsters' attack points, so I can go in for game a lot easier, which actually does come up at times, so really is needed. 1 Nat Beast, because if I summon it against Sky Striker, I win. What are you going to do, Sky Striker? I just Nat Beast you. You lose. Simple. 1 Exton Knight, because I'm a nuke your board. Yeah. 1 Tornado Dragon, which honestly doesn't come up very often, but is still a very good card to play nonetheless, to just MST away anything that I don't feel like. 1 Assault, honestly, there's been times where I want to make the second one, but you only really need 1, and if you were to play a second one, you could probably cut the Tornado Dragon anyway, just because of this in general is a lot better. So if you want to play 2 of this, cut the Tornado Dragon, it's not 100% needed, and obviously this would be better. 1 new extra hero Wonder Driver. The reason we're playing Wonder Driver is because he just recycles Mask Changes, and he just recycles Polymerization, and he just does a lot in that regard, being able to just recycle any hero card that I need in general. Majority of the time you're going to be recycling your Mask Changes, so then next turn you can make the Dark Claw, you can make the Anki, you could make the Diane if you wanted to. It just helps recycle those, plus it just requires 2 hero monsters, so it's very easy to make in the deck, which is very easy. Also, when he's destroyed, just summon a hero from your hand. Wish it was from deck. That's from hand, which is alright. But yeah, he's decent. 1 Nightmare Phoenix. I play this mainly because we do the we go from Phoenix into Unicorn, where we make the Phoenix, discard a card, pop a face down card, then go into the Unicorn to shuffle away cards, just so essentially you just make your opponent lose 2 cards. And with Phoenix Blade, you're going to have the infinite resources to continue that combo anyway, so I felt like this was a good option to play as well, just so you can have an MST and a spin draw of any card in the game. So, or on the board, I should say. So, 1 Unicorn and 1 Phoenix. And for Link 4s, we play the Gunblar Dragon to hand loop opponent's hand. Obviously, this is the key card you're going to make most of the time, just so you can have your opponent open. Start with 4 cards, or even 3, or even 1. Start with 2 cards, or even 1 if they decided to use a hand trap. And honestly, this card is broken, and you should be playing it if you're playing a hero deck. 1 Borreload, because I just want to steal your stuff up points. I just want to take your monster so I can essentially get over you, and he just really is powerful in that regard. And 1 Borrel Sword, because he is an OTK enabler, and honestly guys, any deck that can make Borrel Sword quick is just so good. And honestly, Borrel Sword, he's a dumb card, he wins games, he literally steals games going second, and it's just... you're gonna play him. You gotta play him regardless. So, that's the deck profile. That is the deck profile. I feel like this is the best hero variant you could possibly play. It has a lot of things that I personally like. It has a lot of things that you could probably change, like the Isolde. You could take the Tornado Dragon out, put in a second Assault. You could change the ratio on the Armageddon Knights and the Dark Graphers. You could really do anything with the build, because but personally, I would still say, guys, that the 3-1-2 is the best ratio for these guys. But, guys, what do you personally think of my hero deck profile? Do you think my hero deck profile was good? Do you think my hero deck profile is bad? Tell me all of your thoughts in the comment section below, because I want to hear your thoughts and opinions. I want to hear if you think this deck is good. I want to hear if you think this deck is bad. I want to hear your thoughts and opinions, so I can possibly make my hero deck better for you guys, so I can give you a deck profile later on, when we get when we get the second Assault, when we get the Soulman Sorcerers, just so I can make the deck better for you guys and show you that heroes are still powerful. But yeah, guys, if you liked the video, don't forget to press the like button. If you have anything to say, don't forget to tell me in the comment section below, so you can get all your thoughts and opinions on my hero deck profile and maybe how to improve it. If you liked the video and want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh videos just like this, don't forget to press the like button, as I just said, and also the subscribe button, so you can be subscribed to see future Yu-Gi-Oh content on my channel. And if you want to be notified of any videos or streams that I do that are normally at 8 PM UK time on Thursdays, don't forget to press the notification button as well to be notified of any videos or streams that I do. But yeah, guys, heroes are fun, heroes are great, and they're gonna be a hero for a while. With Stratos coming back, this deck has just gotten much more powerful, and I can't wait to show you guys some duel videos with this. I can't wait to show you some more power plays with this, and just give you guys the full experience of heroes, which I will hopefully be able to do very soon. I'm going to try and to get a duel with my mate Black Wings, because he has full power. He's working on getting max rated Black Wings, but he doesn't want to play it until he gets the max rated Black Wings, so hopefully I'll be able to do that soon, guys. But yeah, without further ado, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, as I said, and I will see you guys next time. Stratos is back, heroes are great, and I will see you guys later. Robot1, signing out.